Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down again with the Meredith Thomas, star of the Lifetime movie The Wrong Obsession and producer of Mafia Spies. So join us as we delve into Meredith's world and what is next for her. Thank you for Meredith to join us today.
Oh, thank you for having me. Nice to see you again.
For me too. So, we're talking about the Lifetime movie first. Can you
hmm
tell us a little bit about your character in The Wrong Obsession?
Sure. Well, this is the second time I've worked for David Dakota as a detective,
Yeah.
and it's a nice change for me. I have to tell you, it's nice to not have to worry. It's nice to have my hair pulled back in a ponytail and get to wear my glasses and just be a different character, not be the victim running from someone. Or so it was really nice. I got to work with, as I'm sure you saw, a lot of the people from the Wrong movie franchise. So I had just worked with Gina on Make or Bake Christmas, which we talked about last year.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's a lot of the same people. So it's kind of like having a big theater company and people that you work with all the time. And then, and then coming in and getting to play different characters. So, yeah, so I was the pretty much the main detective in that, trying to protect our lead girl from this obsessive ex-boyfriend. So
Yeah. Amazing.
I don't get to save the day because Vivica always saves the day, but I do but I do get to help.
Yeah. And what initially attracted you to this role?
I think coming off of the Christmas movies, it's nice to do something different. And the thrillers that I did last year, I did A Nanny to Die for Peacock, and that was a very different than a detective role. So I like I like playing powerful women, and I like that Lifetime gives an opportunity, for the most part, for a lot of times, for when the cops are smart and really doing their job well. I think you'll notice that they're women. And then sometimes they write them when they're a little bumbling. You might notice that. I'm not being sexist. I'm just saying that, it used to be called Lifetime television for women back years ago. Now our audience is really wide.
Yeah.
But when I used to follow along on social media, uh, fans would always comment about how silly the police behaved. You kind of have to, you can't have, if you need Vivica to save the day, you can't have the best um, the best law enforcement if Vivica's not the law enforcement. So you've got to and our story, if the law enforcement is perfect, there's not a 2 hour story there. So um, it was fun to pop in and play just a different character than I'm used to. And anytime I get to um, do a different character, for me, it's a nice challenge. Get a so
Yeah.
And then, of course, I working with David Dakota as my director on Wrong movies is just always a pleasure. And then, and then, of course, Vivica. It's a pleasure always working with her.
Yeah. Absolutely. And how was the environment on set?
We are just like we this especially with the Wrong Obsession. Um, I had worked with the two lead characters before. Um, the lead bad guy was my lead bad guy in The Wrong Blind Date. He was the guy that was My Wrong Blind Date.
Yeah.
So Matthew is the nicest person. He and his girlfriend Gina, I've worked with a bunch, both actors, and they are the nicest, most professional people. So it's always funny to see him play this really bad character because I know he's just a really good guy. Uh, but because we have this really solid team of people that work with David on these wrong movies all the time, we just we just we know how to get the job done. So it's David really likes to, keep using the people that know we have a shorthand with him as a director. We know what he needs. We know what to bring into each scene. We know the genre really well.
Yeah.
So it's a pleasure because, like I said, for the most part, there's my kitty popping in. For the most part, I knew everyone. So when I arrive on set on day one, it's just like a little bit of a homecoming. I know the crew really well. I know the cast really well. So it's just a pleasure. So it was a really fun environment.
Amazing. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating for the audience?
I think it's really nice for the audience to see our two lead characters be Asian American. Um, I I hadn't worked on one with Lifetime before. That the two leads are Asian American, and I think that was really. I mean, I think it's Lifetime is very reflective of what the world looks like. Hopefully, the world is not as crazy as we portray, but sometimes it feels like it. So I love that it was never. It was never a thing like this is an Asian American, these are Asian American leads. It just is. This is a couple being stalked by an ex-boyfriend, and they happen to be an Asian American couple. But I think it's just more and more important that we continue to represent the world as it really looks. So that was nice for me to see, especially having worked with these two actors before. It was nice to see them get their chance to do the lead roles.
Amazing. So, change of subject. I know you are one producer of Mafia Spies of Paramount Plus.
Yes.
Uh, it is on the ballot for the Emmy.
Yes. So yes, we've been submitted by Paramount Plus for the News and Doc Emmy Awards. And judging is just beginning on that. So it's very exciting. And that's a 6-episode docuseries that uh, covers the failed attempt by the CIA to kill Fidel Castro. And when I talk to people about it, many people don't know that there was a failed attempt
Yeah.
because they didn't want people to know. The CIA certainly didn't want people to know that they failed miserably because if you know a little bit about the history, Fidel Castro died of old age, and many years later. So it's set. It's very stylized as it's set in the 60s. It's beautiful. Um, we have about 40% reenactments, which a wonderful casting director that I worked with all the time named Paul Ruddy cast beautifully. I mean, it looks right out of the 60s. And then about 60% of it is talking, is real archived footage and wonderful interviews with people about this. And we got some great reviews in. It could be a subject that's not very interesting. It's history and um, and there's so much going on today. But we got some great reviews from the Chicago Tribune and the New York Times, just saying that we took a subject that could have been not so interesting and made it really interesting. So we're really excited that it's getting some attention right now. we're on the ballot for best historical doc,
Ooh,
uh, best director for Tom Donahue, and best musical composition for Lee Roberts. And all of these people I had met through the Television Academy, through the Emmys,
yeah.
and we formed this collaboration. And it's really nice to see something come from its infancy, from an idea all the way to the little screen. And we're doing a screening in New York City tonight. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go because I'm working on the Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So I planned to be there, but our composer and director are going to be there to represent, and it's going to be a nice screening. And the writer of the book, which this is based on, will be talking about how this reflects what's going on in the world right now, and how some changes um, in the administration could mirror and reflect what was going on, 50, 60 years ago.
So fingers crossed for Mafia Spies.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
And we will talk about something new. Can you tease us something about your next projects?
Yeah, so I can't tell you too much, but I can tell you that um, I just started second unit directing a new Christmas movie. Um, it's probably going to be on one of the same networks as my last season's Christmas movie. One of the two. It could only be on one. And um, it's it's starring Vivica A. Fox and Jackie Harry again. So the it's obviously a new story, but it is Christmas,
Yeah.
and um, we have a couple of lead characters that I believe this is their first Christmas movie, and first one with Jackie. So we're going to introduce a couple of actors that you haven't seen in the Christmas movie universe yet.
Yeah.
That are wonderful. I just worked with them for the first time on Saturday, and then of course the darling divas of Christmas, Vivica A. Fox and Jack A. Harry, um, are back again. So that's all that I can tell you. I can tease the network and I'll tell you, but if it's as fun as the last year's, I'm sure it'll be well received and great fun again.
Yeah.
And I play, let's see, I have a supporting role in addition to second unit directing, and it's a really fun character. I get to pop in and have a little fun. It's a fun, cheeky character. So I'm gonna have some fun with this one. And it's a lot of the same wardrobe designer that I worked with on The Merry Gentleman and Make or Bake Christmas. My friend Susan is back. Um, and some of the same team for Make or Bake Christmas, that family that we have. We should call it the Wrong Ensemble and the Christmas Committee. I don't know. All of us that keep coming back.
Amazing. I'm so happy to know that Christmas movie season is opening
Yeah,
officially.
I
For
put on. It's raining here today in LA, so I put on my green sweater for you, and because it's always Christmas for me in one way or another.
So are you in LA?
I'm in LA right now. I would have, just didn't, it was too much with the new movie to get back to new, but we are going to be doing a screening next week, in LA,
Oh,
for Mafia Spies, do a special encore screening, um, next week. And then, something that I also am returning this year. I didn't even think about this. Because I have so much on my plate right now with I'm returning this year as the co-host of the International Women's Day Gala here in LA. And that is a very busy week coming up. That is Saturday night. So I'll be going to set, doing some directing, playing a role, and then hosting a big gala. And and then after I finish the Christmas movie, I'm really honored that I'm going to be doing a commercial for disabled American veterans. Veterans has always been a cause really close to my heart. My grandfather fought in World War II. My stepfather was in the Air Force, and so I'm really honored that they've asked me to do a spot for them, and I'll be shooting that after I finish the Christmas movie, and then I rest.
It's fine. It's great. So this is it. Make sure, all of you, to quote The Wrong Obsession on Lifetime Network and on the platform. And if you miss Mafia Spies, watch it on Paramount Plus.
Yes, it's still streaming on Paramount Plus, Lifetime, The Wrong Obsession, Lifetime Movie Network currently, but you can also find it, like you say, streaming on the platform. You can find it on other, you can, stream it on other places. I'm not going to mention names because don't talk about Lifetime competitors.
Exactly. So thank you again, Meredith.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week.
Yeah, and thank you all for watching. Bye.
Guys, bye.